Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for joining me. We'll be doing a short practice, kind of helping our shoulders out a little bit today. So, coming to your mat, getting into a nice seated, relaxed position. Relaxing those shoulders. For right now, lifting them up, back, and down. Relaxing them over your hips. Your hands can be on your knees or thighs. And as I always say, being aware of the sensations that are happening right now. What do you feel? What do you hear? And then bring your focus inward to your breath. Feel that nice full breath taking place, increasing as you inhale, allowing that breath to rise. Exhale, releasing, feeling that breath go down. Feeling your belly button go back towards your spine. Remembering this breath. Take a couple breaths on each of the poses just to feel the sensations that are occurring, especially since we're working with our shoulders. We really want to be careful we don't hurt ourselves. So you really want to pay attention to what your body is telling you. So from here, let's take a nice deep inhale, taking your hands outside, lifting them up as you inhale, and exhale to heart center. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, coming to the outside of your body. Your arms reaching towards opposite walls and very gently rotating the wrists forward. And then going backwards. And then allowing your hands to come forward in front of you, keeping those shoulders. Palms are together. And then separate your hands, bringing your shoulders, I'm going to come to the side. So now they're parallel, your fingers reaching to the sky. And when we're doing things like cat, what we're going to do is push so we can feel that movement in our shoulder. So cat, and then bringing it back, pushing back into cow, cat, cow. When we're in plank, we want to find that balance, but we don't want our shoulders rounded. So it's something we want to focus on, is keeping these shoulders from going like this. And if you work at a desk all day, you will find sometimes this happens. So we will come into a nice inhale again. Exhale down to heart center and allow yourself to come to all fours or a tabletop position. And we will focus on that cat-cow. So knees underneath your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide. Feeling the balance of your weight separated between the two. You're not all too far forward where you're feeling it in your arms. And then letting that belly drop into cow. And remember how we kind of go in with the shoulders. Your head raises a little. And then exhale, pushing out, arching that back. Letting the tailbone drop. Inhale into cat, paying attention to these shoulders. So we're retracting, pushing out. And one more time into cow. And then exhale into that cat. And then coming to a nice neutral back, finding that balance. Try not to round the shoulders. Lift your right arm up and then dropping it, threading it behind that left hand. Bring your shoulder down to the mat. Reaching out. And keeping the shoulder just kind of balanced. Try not to let it drop. And slowly lifting back up into that tabletop position. This time, left hand rises up, dropping it down, threading behind that right hand, bringing the shoulder to the mat. Again, keeping this elbow up, keeping that shoulder from rounding. And slowly lifting up. And then when you're ready, taking that right leg out, pushing on the balls of your feet, taking that left leg back, coming into that high plank, and then just feel your shoulders, feel yourself pushing yourself away, feeling the balance, maybe lifting the heels a little, and then slowly lifting that hips, coming up into your down dog. And then let your right leg come out, bend that knee, bringing it in. And from here, let your right back knee come down to the mat. And you can take your left hand, bringing it down to the inside of that foot. Lift your right hand up into the air and just kind of try to get them to where you're almost like a T shape on your arms. And we're going to push up. And then releasing down. Curl those toes under. Actually, come back down. Sorry. Had something else in my mind. Bring your blocks to you and slowly walk your blocks back. Straighten that front leg, lifting the toes in the air. Remembering not to hunch those shoulders over. That's why we want our blocks to lift us. Pushing out that bottom, just feeling the difference in the sensation. And then walking that foot forward again. Hands down. Lifting yourself into that down dog. Lift your left leg in the air. Bending the knee, drawing it forward. Coming into the low lunge. Back knee to the mat. Right hand on the inside of that left foot. Lifting your left hand up in the air. Stacking those shoulders again. And then drawing your hands down, grabbing onto those blocks, using them to lift you. You can straighten that leg, lifting the toes in the air, pushing out your bottom. Almost like you're trying to push your shoulder blades together. And slowly coming back. Let your hands come down, curl those back toes under, bring yourself back to down dog. This time lifting your right leg in the air one more time, bend the knee, come forward. But instead of a low lunge, we want to turn that back foot to about a 45-degree angle. And when you're ready, lifting yourself up into that warrior one. Coming into a crescent, reaching. Make adjustments as you need to. And then slowly bringing your hands out, almost like you're reaching opposite walls. Turn that back foot so it's facing forward and let yourself twist into a nice high lunge twist. Remember, keeping those shoulders up and back. And facing forward again. Letting your hands come down. Take a nice deep inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat, coming back into that down dog. Lifting your hips into the air, coming up on your tiptoes. And then lift that left leg in the air, bending the knee, drawing it forward. Coming into that warrior one, turning that back foot. When you're ready, lifting yourself up. Always use your leg to lift you, never your back. And then hands up into a nice crescent. Just engaging those glutes too. Reaching for the sky. Bring your hands down, reaching opposite walls this time. Turn that back foot into that high lunge, and then slowly twisting over. Coming back to center, lifting your hands up into the air again. Exhale, coming down to the mat, framing your foot with those hands. And then coming into that down dog again. Feeling that stretch. Bring your knees down to the mat. Come onto your stomach. Take your left or right hand, we'll do it this way. Take your right hand out to the side. It's a nice chest opener for the shoulder and the chest. When you're there, slowly roll yourself over, not very far. Please be very careful not to hurt yourself or injure yourself. You do not have to go far. And what you want to do is keep the shoulder from rounding like this. So bring your hand in front of you. The legs can kind of come, one can come out in front, one in back, if that helps. If that's too much, maybe bring your knees down, one in front of you. And you can use your block to rest your hand on to give you a little bit of lift. And then releasing. Coming onto your stomach. This time, taking that left hand out. Rolling over. Again, remembering to be very careful. Paying attention to what your body is telling you. Maybe using the block to rest your hand on. Opening up that shoulder a little bit more. And then slowly release. Coming back onto your stomach. This time, bringing your forearms down in front of you. Making adjustments so your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And again, try not to let your shoulders round. Just open that chest up, bringing your gaze to the front of the mat. Maybe bending your knees, lifting your feet in the air, just windshield wiping back and forth. And slowly releasing, maybe taking your knees to the outside of the mat, bringing your toes together, lift yourself up into a wide child pose. Your hands are reaching in front of you. And then slowly coming up. And from here you can come onto your back if you would like and just take a little bit of time for yourself. Relaxing, releasing. Maybe letting your shoulders just melt into the mat for a little bit. Relaxing. It does always Always listen to your body anytime you're doing a yoga pose. Letting it tell you what it wants, what it doesn't like. Sorry, got sidetracked. But for now, I thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.